but now we have the ability to add other streamers apparently. I think I can, okay, I can invite guests here. As a document, he said, thanks, John.
No problem.
Okay, so how do I, no one has asked to join yet.
Let me see if I can find mine.
So I think you have to request to join. Yes, perfect. Now we have SF.criminal on to talk about what actually happened with the website, why it was taken down, what happened when he called GoDaddy about it. So, hello, SF.crime. Why don't you explain to us what exactly happened?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
So basically, one of our organizers sent a message to Adriana and I. Adriana's the one who actually owns the website. I'm just helping her with the graphic design. And she's like, the website looks like it's down. So we need to like talk to GoDaddy. And so I went and looked, and sure enough, it was an error message from GoDaddy. And so Adriana tweeted out what the error message is. So if you go on my Twitter or her Twitter, you can actually go and see the screenshot of the original error message.
Yeah, I tapped on the link too, and it was totally down. That was not just a screenshot. It was broken. It was a broken website.
It was down for me. It was down for a bunch of people. And it was a GoDaddy logo with a GoDaddy message and their name and everything saying that it was down. So I'm like, okay, let's try and figure this out. So I log in. I can't FTP, I can't like access it. I could access the control panel, but I couldn't, change files, or, I couldn't access the domain. So I was like, well, this is really weird. And she told me via text, like, they said it was because of the rules. And I'm like, rules? What rule? So I'm like, okay, I'm going to call and ask what rule is supposedly violated. So I called
figure out what's going on.
And I'm like, I don't trust these people, so I'm going to record this. And I call them up, and they're like, your call may be monitored or recorded. I'm like, no, I'm recording you. So I posted, and you can see these on my Instagram. My most recent post, if you swipe over, you can hear the calls. But I recorded GoDaddy, and they said, it's an ICANN. I'm like, ICANN what? And they're like, okay, they said you're flagged as spam, and I'm like, well, there's no way I'm flagged as spam. Like, I have very clean HTML. It's like, there's no spam. And they're like, well, maybe you were hacked. So their story starts changing from the very beginning, and then I'm like, okay.
So you were hacked, and someone put up the GoDaddy error message. What? Those are some impressive hackers, huh?
Yeah, it's really impressive. And so these hackers hacked into GoDaddy, and then ICANN marks it as spam because it's not secured. So that's the other thing they told me. Oh, it's because it's not secured. And so since it's not secured, which is something they let you pay extra for, what a blessing. No, we didn't pay extra for that thing, so they're extorting us, taking our site down, even though we paid for it.
So you guys paid for it to be extra secure?
No, we didn't pay for the extra security. We just paid the normal thing. So they're saying, oh, well, maybe it's because it's. I'm like, okay, so you're saying since it's not secure because we didn't take the bribe from you, then it got hacked and got marked as spam by ICANN. I'm like, well, who runs ICANN? And they're like, the government. So I'm like, so you guys took it down? And they're like, no, we didn't take it down. They took it down. I'm like, okay, so they took it down and you guys put up a message? They're like, no, we didn't put up a message. I was like, so they put up a message using your logo and your name, and you guys authorized that? And they're like, yeah, they did it. They know that we are the ones that are hosting your site, so they did it. I'm like, that's really weird. Okay.
So it's basically like everyone, they're pointing the finger and no one's taking responsibility.
Oh, yeah. So then I'm like, okay, so you're saying that this was ICANN. Well, who runs ICANN? And they're like, oh, it's private. It's the government. I said, so you're saying the government shut
The
down their site.
government shut down
And they said
a
yes.
site about free speech.
They said yes, the government shut down the site. I'm like, okay, all right, thank you. So I finished that call, and then I called ICANN because I got the number from him. So I call ICANN, and I'm like, hey, GoDaddy says you guys took our site down because it's spam. And they're like, oh no, we would never do that. We don't actually look at the content of sites. So I'm like, oh, that's interesting. That's the opposite of what they said. So I was like, can you send that to us in writing in an email? And they did. So they sent us in writing to Adriana, and I took a screenshot of that and I posted it on my Twitter. So you can see that too. So everybody follow me on Instagram and Twitter. You'll see this site is temporarily unavailable, by GoDaddy. And then also after they did finally put it back up, they said, oh, and by the way, they never notified us when they took it down. They just took it down and we noticed.
So they didn't send an email, nothing. No one knew
nothing
until they
like
clicked
that.
the link.
Absolutely nothing like that. So then it's up and running for some people, but not for me. And I have a screenshot of that too. It says website coming soon. That's a different screen. I'm like, that's really weird. Anyways, Adriana tweeted about it, and GoDaddy responded in a tweet like, oh, we're gonna look into it and find out what's going on. Oh, sure you are. You guys censored us. And if you go to Wikipedia and look up GoDaddy, it's like in the end of the first paragraph, like GoDaddy is kind of controversial because of their censorship or something like that. I'm like, yeah,
wow,
okay, this is very suspicious.
Wow. Out of all the domains, how many websites have you done? So do you have experience in website design and?
Yeah, I'm a web designer by trade, so I make websites all the time.
So how many have been taken down like this? Have you ever had
I've never experienced this in my whole career.
And the only one that gets taken down is the one defendfreespeech.org.
That's right.
And they're trying to tell us that's not censorship. This is blatant censorship. This is big tech at it again. This is why we're having this rally on May 3rd. This is why everyone who's in the area should come out to San Francisco City Hall on May 3rd and have this rally with us and stand up against this censorship, because not only this, but it's one thing when it happens on these free sites like Twitter and Facebook, but this is GoDaddy. This is something that you guys paid for, that Adriana put her hard-earned money into, and she's still being censored simply for wanting to defend free speech.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And everyone else can also check out my website, sf.criminal.com. I've got a bunch of posters that I've made of different people who have been banned, censored, bullied, blocked, whatever, deplatformed, unpersoned, deboosted, shadow banned, all these people. I just make posters of them, and you can go and download and print them yourself, put them up on street poles around, and send me a picture of it. I'll put it up on my account. We really need to spread the word about this censorship. And if you know of anyone else, you get any leads, you hear about someone else getting censored, go to my page and direct message me. Tell me about it. Send me articles. I'm going to try and raise awareness for anybody who's being censored and blocked. It's just ridiculous the level these things have gotten to. It's not just Alex Jones anymore.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for coming on and discussing this, because I think people need to know what's going on, especially with this website and the rally. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. God bless. Of course. All right, guys, I am going to end the stream. I have a lot to do for school and towards my degree, so I'm going to get off. But if anyone has any instances of censorship, please message sf.criminal and get the word out about the rally. Get the word out about the other people on his page that have been censored for no reason. I've been censored unjustly, and there's hundreds and hundreds and thousands of people who have also been censored for no reason. Shadow banning too is a thing. I've been shadow banned before. I've had so many of you guys tell me that you've had to follow me multiple times. So yeah, get the word out, and thank you guys for watching.